Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there, people?
Is Cubs Radio.
Cubs Radio.
Okay, we'll just do that for now.
It's Thursday. It's July
7th.
Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast, coming at you live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That's the name of the Facebook page. That's the name of the YouTube channel. But we are interacting with you on the YouTube channel, so please hit that thumbs up thing and copy and share the link all over the place on all your social media places. Tell them about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. And that is where we're interacting with you guys. So go to the YouTube channel. Say hi to us like John Rusiella did. Hello, John, down there in Florida. Hope you're well. It's good to see you all. Thanks for joining us today. Of course, the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast is coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, where this weekend you will see Rich Voss. That's right, comedy legend. That's on the main stage. In the Giggle Room this weekend, Terry McNeely, Joe Winchell, Jeff Bosey, Sherry Poland, and more on Friday night. At the Brokerage this weekend, Chris Monty, Friday and Saturday. You saw him on Tuesday on Hershey and the Keegs. You saw him this morning on Coffee with the Dog. You will see him again probably in about a half hour on this show. He'll be sitting in here with us, and we'll be picking on him. But go see him this weekend at the Brokerage in Belmore. Also this weekend at the Brokerage in Belmore, Eric Tartaglione is playing the late show. I believe it's Saturday night.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yep. McGuire's out in Bohemia Friday and Saturday. Adam Ferrara. So you got Rich Voss, Terry McNeely, Chris Monty, and Adam Ferrara. I don't know where to tell you to go. This is not one of the strongest lineups that the clubs have had in one weekend. It's crazy, I tell you. Head on over to govs.com, govs.com, to check out the full schedule of all the clubs and make yourself some reservations to some great comedy shows, including Knockem Dead Comedy, October 28th. We'll be back in the Giggle Room performing one of our hilarious audience interactive comedic murder mysteries. This one, because it's Halloween, we're going to be doing our 80s themed high school reunion show.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun show.
We're going to have a lot of fun. And we encourage you guys to put on your costumes and outfits and come on down and have some laughs with us.
I'm always surprised how many people do that. Like, it's.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like they'll know to do that. You know, dress for whatever show you're doing. You know, when you do the redneck wedding, they come in farmer pants and stuff.
Farmer pants.
It just makes me happy. I don't know. It's cool to get like totally into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of Knockem Dead Comedy, go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. You can see our full schedule there, and you can find out how to book us. You'll find out who we are, what we do. You want to book a fun game show. You want to book a fun murder mystery for your private event, your corporate event, your fundraiser, your establishment. You want to sell tickets. Knockem Dead Comedy, baby. We'll take good care of you. And then the last announcement, of course, looking to do a fun podcast. Want to have some fun, you need to record some kind of audio or video? Right here, baby. We got cameras, we got microphones, we got lights, we got all sorts of good stuff. Phones, graphics, you name it. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast Studio will hook you right up at good rates. And whether you want to do a podcast with us or you want to do your own thing, you just need to record it. You can do that here. So get in touch with us through our Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. John says, let's go Mets. That's right, let's go Mets. Still hanging on in first place. We'll talk about that more with Chris Monty when he gets here because he's a big Met fan. In the meantime, we got our other pal, Chris, that's here. You're sitting all the way over there. You got COVID?
I figured.
Well, yeah, Chris will probably
Chris
sit
will
there.
sit here.
That's mighty white of you.
Yeah. Yeah. I know the pecking order.
Depending on who's in here, we might even just keep you in the parking lot.
Keep me in the parking lot.
You got
Live
some-
from the parking lot.
Did you go away again or something? You got some sun? it looks
No,
like.
I just spent a lot of time in the yard for the holiday weekend.
You didn't have another gay weekend?
No, another gay weekend, but it was a really nice. I think it was one of the better weekends we've had in a long time.
Really? Why is that?
Just the weather-wise, right?
Oh,
It was,
weather-wise,
yeah, it was
yeah.
really
Yeah, I
nice.
saw it like it was going to rain.
Yeah, they
so I
said it was
thinking
gonna rain
better not
Saturday.
Rain on, because you know, if you really think about it, I could tell you that within like the last like 8 years, it hasn't rained on 4th of July. Like we've just gotten like
We've
really
gotten lucky on
and
that.
I don't want to whammy us, but
I don't know. My wife likes to look at the phone like 8 days ahead. She's like, it's going to rain next Saturday. I'm like, it says
I do.
30%. And I'm like, you
things
know,
change. Like I use
on a
I
daily
use
basis.
an app
Right.
called Dark Skies,
Dark
and it'll
Skies.
give you minute per minute.
Nice.
It's actually Dark Guys.
Yeah,
Dark Guys.
That's
It's a
their
Dark
website.
Guys website.
So you had a good 4th?
Yeah, I had a good 4th.
You stayed home?
All my fingers and toes are still here.
I can't say that, but
Yeah.
that's
Well, we actually had I had a friend in from Vancouver.
oh, that's right. Yeah, it was his birthday,
It was
and he
his
lives
birthday.
in Queens or
He has a
something.
place in Bayside, and I mean, we threw a rager. We DJ'd till about 8 in the morning.
Through a rager.
We threw a rager. We acted like we were in our 20s again.
Really?
Yeah.
You were hallucinating and
I
all
was
that?
kind of hallucinating, but it was on the way home. I was almost hallucinating. I was shot. I
Really?
was like, it's hard to do this anymore. But yeah, we had about 20 people ride it out the whole night.
Wow.
Just kicked back in the pool on Saturday. Took in some sun.
Yeah.
Sunday was relaxed, and then Monday just went local. It was in Massapequa, and
Where, Massapequa?
I was in Bar Harbor right by Bern. Is
oh,
that the
yeah.
school?
Burn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
in Rainbow. But yeah, they love their fireworks over here, man.
Massapequa is, even down by us. It's
yeah, they
crazy.
went fucking nuts.
But we talked about it on Monday. We were pissed because there used to be a guy who lived on the end of our block the guy was rich, and he would spend 10 grand a year on professional fireworks. Would go off every year. I don't know. This guy must have had a connection with the cops or a politician because the cops never came down. But we didn't even know it until the 4th. Turns out the guy died within the past year, so there was no professional fireworks.
We're all sitting on the lawn like
We're
a bunch of
waiting for it.
yahoos. Like, I know it's going to start soon. But there were other fireworks around the area,
All
so it's
over.
not like
I
we
mean,
missed
people
out.
were-
You can't, if you're in Massapequa, and I have like mixed feelings about it because I love the 4th of July and I love the fireworks. But now that I have like, a pile of dogs, I'm like, I have that like, cognitive dissonance of like where do I like lie?
Right.
Because I'm like happy to
Fuck
watch
them.
them, but like you see these dogs
Dogs
just
are flipping out.
freaking out. Like we, and it's so funny. Like the littler the dog, the less they care, and then the big ones
big
that are
dogs
supposed to
freak
protect
out.
you.
Yeah.
Like we have a shepherd, and it takes her like a week. I have to convince her for like a week after the 4th of July to go back outside after dark. because like in our neighborhood, they start
Oh,
setting it off like
and
3
they'll
or 4
blow it
days
off
ahead.
the whole month of July. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like it's just like one day.
Yeah.
So she just, once the sun goes down, she like lays in our laundry room on the ground. So like I feel
You drug them up and they're done. They're
Yeah,
fine.
that's it. You give them some doggy Xanax. I saw a thing on Instagram that was like volunteers that went to shelters and people would drop their dogs off and people would sit with the dogs.
yeah,
reading
it's
them
not a
fucking
bad
books.
idea to put them like if you live in like a neighborhood like mine and
They
if
were
you-
literally reading them books. I'm like,
Once upon a time, there
yeah, I
was
was
a
like,
puppy
it's like,
named.
yeah.
once upon a time, you lived in the woods where there were no fireworks and there were no noises, and every time you're upset, they give you a treat.
Then you move to America.
Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy because there are people that will start lighting it off the week before and they'll go.
Yeah.
I love that random guy like on like September 3rd. Also, you just see like 10
Yes.
o'clock at night, you see like,
Yeah.
boom. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
I know. It's like he's putting stuff away in the shed. He's like, well, I might as well.
It's great too because we on Saturday. That's right. So we went to a friend of ours in Belmore and they're on the water and you see everything. So a lot of people, Sunday, a
Yeah.
lot of people were going nuts on Sunday because, the next day, Tuesday,
Right.
the holiday.
Yeah.
And it took about 45 minutes till we heard the first fire engine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because, there are people who should not be doing
Oh,
it, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're doing it, in a driveway. I mean,
Yeah.
you see shit on Instagram, kids in driveways, stuff flying. People are kind of stupid. and then in Massapequa too, it was about an hour in, and then we started hearing fire engines. Like, all right, something.
Yeah, I was squirt down my hose, my roof and
I
stuff
sprayed down the roof, right?
with the gutters and stuff. But and it's funny too because as the night progresses, the people that are in charge, they've had like 4 drinks in them, and then they're like shooing the kids away, like, oh, it's dangerous, as they're like,
Right.
like,
That's what they say. Kids,
like, I'm gonna do it,
Don't
and they're the
forget
ones
kids.
that go to the hospital.
yeah, don't forget, kids. Let the adults who've been drinking all day light the
Yeah,
fireworks.
exactly.
Yeah,
When
yeah, exactly.
I used to have family in Ohio, and fireworks are legal. So we used to go there in June, and we would stock up and then come back. And in 1994, I was 24, and I just bought a house, my first house, and I was all excited. I'm 24, my own house. I'm feeling the freedom, and of course, we're gonna have a party, and I'm gonna light off the fireworks. I have no experience with fireworks whatsoever, right? So I think it was a day or two before the 4th. And I grabbed one bottle rocket. I'm like, I'm just going to test this out. So I lit it. And I don't know. I mean, it was, facing up. But I don't know if I did it or it was just a fluke thing. But it didn't go up. It actually, when the fuse was, got to the top, it went boom, and went down my driveway, just like a car.
Yeah.
It went to the right and then swerved to the left and went up the driveway
Like
of the
a
lady across the street.
heat-seeking
But
missile.
you would think it like followed a path. It got under her car, and that's when you. I was like, oh, and I
man.
stood there like this, just frozen. And then, sure enough, then I hear a voice from the house. The woman who lives there, she goes, "I saw that," and I just ran into the house like a
to the
little
neighborhood.
kid, like
Like,
ring and
here-
run or something. I just ran into
Here
the
you
house.
are, like your first adult moment, and you're
Right.
still running
Yeah.
away from the old ladies on the road.
Well, we did start a fire in a woman's house once when we were probably in our teens. We were having a Roman candle fight with each other. And the lady, she left. I guess she left like her front bay window open, and the thing went through the window, and then
Oh,
you just saw
no.
the drape catch on fire. Oh yeah, it was bad.
It's amazing how fast fire can
Yeah.
spread. It's really kind of crazy.
Especially when it's an explosion thing.
Yeah.
Well, what did you
We
guys
broke
do?
in. We tried to put it out. We called the fire department, and then
How old were you?
16 or 17.
Wow.
And
well,
then my
it's
friend's
good,
mother came
'cause-
home, saw us in the house trying to put it out, and then his father's a cop. He came home, and then he lit us up a little bit.
I have to give you a lot of
Explain the
credit
dangers of
because
playing with fire.
I know a lot of 16-year-olds, and they would have just ran.
Yeah, no,
So I give you a lot of credit
we
for
knew
trying to help
we knew we
the
had to do
house.
something. We were
Yeah.
like, we knew
Yeah.
the lady left. We're like, she's not in the house.
Kind of like, but it's kind of like, remember the Christmas story when the kid gets his tongue stuck on the pole?
And everybody
then he's
just
like,
walks away.
but the bell rang. Like, it takes like a certain, you have to be like, I don't know, 24, 25 to have that frontal lobe thing.
that
where
frontal
you-
lobe doesn't get
where
fully formed.
you
yeah.
do that, but the bell rang.
Yeah.
And the poor kid's like dying on
Well,
the
that's the
pole.
thing. They weren't being dicks doing something to her house, and then
No, we
they
were
split.
fighting with
Right.
each
It
other.
just right.
Yeah.
I mean, now when you think about it, it's
Stupid
like,
too, but-
we were like, we're trying to hit each other, and it went and started
It's
the fire. But
amazing,
yeah, we
though.
did the right thing.
Do you ever see those videos where the guy's like shooting a bottle rocket out of his ass? You ever see those things?
No, no. Why is that image now in my head?
But it's funny because it's not me, but yeah, he gets all burnt up and he's like running all around.
Yeah.
But it's funny to watch. See this thing
I've
sticking
seen
out.
some sick things in my day. I've seen like a buddy with a gross of bottle rackets, just shoved in his pocket while he's lighting up
Yes.
some catch.
Yeah.
And saw it going off,
Right,
and then
right.
that really burned him up. I mean, I've seen some dumb stuff. My uncle blew off like 2 fingers when I was a kid.
No kidding.
Like one of those Italian uncles, not a real uncle.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah.
the only time we ever saw him was on 4th of July
Yeah.
at the party. And then
We saw a little less of them
yeah,
the next
and
year.
it's funny because I was thinking about. I think I went over this, but I think I was talking about how we always talk about the kids, and it's like when you hone down and you think about what was going on in your own house, when you just don't realize it,
Yeah.
your parents were just as fucking crazy as everybody else,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
It's
Uncle
all just
Paul
history repeating
used to
itself.
have the 3 fingers, and he always used to have a camera.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm like,
Right, but he
I
always
like just like the way he was trying to like.
I was
show
trying to
us.
figure out which fingers they were.
Yeah.
I remember because it was like you had to shake in a certain hand. You wanted to make sure you grabbed all his fingers. When you were young, it's
That's
like
great,
that was
yeah.
what we talked about. It's like when you shake his hand, make sure you grab all the fingers. And then and he always had a camera around. And then I remember at 9 o'clock at night, all the women and him would just go upstairs into a room. I was like,
Oh,
"What the hell's
really?
going on with Uncle Paulie?"
that's so
And the-
funny.
and the
Uncle
3
Polly's
fingers.
getting some.
Jeff Bosey says, "Good morning." Now, my brother chimed in. He said I was shooting fireworks off that same year, '94, and some fireworks went under his car too. I don't remember that. That's what he said. All right, so I blew up 2 cars.
You blow 2 cars. It happens.
I'd rather blow up cars than fingers.
Nowadays I don't. I let everybody else do it.
Yeah, that's me
what
too.
we
I've never
do,
been
too.
a big because it's.
I never cared to do it.
I never.
But
cared
I
to do it.
enjoy it. I enjoy it. I think it's pretty.
I mean, growing up in Queens, people were crazy. I mean, we had the tight quarters, and then the guy. It's funny because I said his name the other day. Somebody was like, "Did you buy fireworks from me?" Because they used to sell fireworks to family. Like, no, I used to buy you from Honest Joe, and I'm like, Honest Joe. The guy was the biggest criminal in the neighborhood.
Right.
We used to call him Honest Joe.
But his name's Honest Joe.
Yeah. And then, but we at the end of the night, all the leftovers, I remember just piles in the middle of the street, and just gasoline
Yeah.
and just light it, and everybody
Yep.
just fucking run.
Yes,
And now I think about it now, I'm like, that was probably the most dangerous thing that could
it
have
was so
started
much
Did
fun.
some
fires
dangerous
everywhere.
shit.
Yeah.
I lived in this community in Oakdale during the summer, and and there was this mosquito man. That's what we called him, and he would come in, and he had this town truck, and he would spray all this stuff out of the back of the thing, and we would just ride behind him in the smoke on
Right.
on our bicycles, with the the banana seat, and we would just follow the mosquito man all summer long because we were going through smoke.
Right.
What the fuck? We were stupid, but there were hordes of us that did this. But where were the adults?
Well, okay.
why
so
didn't
somebody
that
say don't do
why
that?
didn't anyone? Hey, or even the mosquito guy? If a whole bunch of kids were following each other, I'd be like,
Mosquito
Get
guy,
the
he's
heck
living
outta
with those
there.
fumes
Yeah.
all day long. He's out of it.
He's out of it.
Yeah.
But back then, you got to remember, back then they didn't even realize asbestos was bad, right?
Yeah, true.
But I mean, we were kids, and my mother would hand me a fucking stack, 10 knives and scissors, and go chase the knife guy.
Oh, yeah.
Ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling,
Yep, I remember.
right? And then you just hand
Yep.
you stuff, and you're running down the street
Yes.
to get the guy with
no, I didn't know this.
literally.
You didn't have a knife guy?
knife
We
guy?
didn't have a knife guy.
Yeah, it was a blue
Yeah.
truck. He would have a
He would
bell.
ring the bell, ding, ding,
Like
and
an
he
ice
would
cream
come
truck.
sharpen your knives.
No, I never knew that.
And a friend of mine does that now out here. And he
Really?
does really well.
Really?
But our parents didn't. Now it's like forget
Yeah.
your safety. So you don't let them touch anything. They would
Right.
literally hand you a
Right.
pile of
I
knives.
would never do
to run down
hardly
the street
anything
with.
that like my parents used to hand me money to cross Woodbury Road in Hicksville to go to a deli to get them food. I was 8.
Yeah.
I was like Frogger going across the street. How do you not hope your kid? It's crazy.
And we had that other truck too. It was almost like an ice cream truck, but it was like a 7-Eleven. Did you have that too?
No.
What that? Frank, what was that? My brother's watching. He'll remember. What was that called? It was a truck, and you would actually go in the back. You would actually walk up into the truck. He would let 3 or 4 people at a time. There'd be a line, and he'd have Wonder Bread and like a 7-Eleven. And you
Right.
would just grab stuff, you pay, and then you'd walk out the side, and it was just a cycle of people that would.
The one truck that always confused me was the Snap-on guy,
The what?
the tools guy, the Snap-on trucks.
Oh yeah.
I'm is there people at home that oh thank God I can buy you a new wrench
Well, you had a guy that was going around like
Snap-on.
that
Yeah,
selling.
you still
Well, I
see
know,
their
I know
trucks
Snap-on,
out.
but they used to.
They used to drive around the neighborhood.
I don't
Flag
remember
them
that.
down
I
and
need
you
a
buy
wrench.
shit off the fucking truck.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that. It's like early day Amazon. Like
Yeah, it
just
was
someone
basically
comes to
that.
your house
It was
without all the
basically that.
boxes.
But I laugh because I say that a lot now when people are like, "Oh, I can't believe we let the kids do that." And I'm like, just think about what your parents just let you do.
Oh,
I was like, and you got everything's good,
Right. The way we
everything's good. You're
disappeared.
alive. You survived. You
Right.
actually might have learned something.
Probably not.
Probably not, but their hope was.
There should be a truck of like happy ending massages and stuff. Just,
There probably is.
there should be.
They just probably doesn't say it on it. It doesn't-
Yeah,
might be the Snap-on
It says shoe
truck.
massage. Or what is
Who's
it?
buying tools? Oh, I gotta go get my wrench, honey.
I'm gonna get my tool polished.
I gotta go get my tools polished. My
It
knife
says foot
sharpened.
massage, like every other foot massage place.
Oh,
Yeah.
my brother does remember that truck, but he doesn't remember the name of it. Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah,
thanks for
like
nothing.
it's the
I'm gonna light your car on fire again.
happy feet. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. Well, some of those make me laugh because it says happy feet, but the picture in the window is like a woman or a guy getting a
yeah,
massage.
it has nothing to do with your feet.
Right. Wow. Yeah, I need to. We need to visit one of those places.
No.
Research.
Yeah, exactly. Research.
Everything's
Something
for
to talk
research.
about here on the show.
Something's for research.
All right, so we are awaiting the arrival of Chris Monte, who is playing the brokerage this weekend, which he's great. I saw Chris years ago before I knew him personally, and instantly became one of my favorites. Great guy, very funny comedian. And speaking of comedian, we never talked about your experience on the Laugh Off.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to talk about that or no? We don't have to.
Yeah, I mean it was fun. It was interesting. The greatest part of the evening was before it even started, and Chris Roach was there.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Did he open the show?
Yeah, I think he opened the show, and he had remembered me because I met him. I did a fundraiser here with him on a Sunday.
Oh,
we had
right,
seen
right.
each other a couple of times within the first few weeks when I was getting back in. And you know what? He looked at me and he was just like, "I hate comedy contests. The contest is you and yourself."
Right.
I was like, "Yeah," and then I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why am I getting myself like nervous about it? What the hell is this? Like, it doesn't mean anything."
You can't.
You went into it that you were feeling a little nervous
Yeah,
about it?
for
Really?
some reason I was like,
Yeah.
"Why am I nervous
The
about
competitive
this?" And I've
juices
never
were getting
been-
up?
Everyone
Right.
would be nervous.
And I've
wouldn't
never
be
been nervous. But then what happened was, I don't know. I know my timing and stuff, and I had my little watch thing, and they're like, "Oh, you went way over," and I was like, "There's no way I went way over."
Oh, that's what they. That's
Yeah,
what they
oh,
told
you went way over. I was like, really? I was like, I don't think so. I was like, because I even took out 2 jokes. I was like, and those 2 jokes get me to 10. I'm like, I maybe 8, maybe I was supposed to do 6. I did maybe 7, 7.5. I mean, there was a guy that didn't even walk off. Like they wouldn't even, like he wouldn't give back the mic.
Once you're over,
And then
and
they passed him anyway. But
Yeah.
we'll talk off
Oh.
because you said there is one guy who's a jackass. And
is
yes,
this the one
I
that
saw it.
is this the one that Truson does, or is this a different one?
I don't know if Trueson's involved.
He
this
was
year.
there.
Because
Oh, he was there.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
he
know,
was there.
I know Truson will tell everyone that he doesn't care. You can go a little under, but when you go even 5 seconds over, you're disqualified.
Right.
Like
yeah, that's.
he's so strict about
But
that.
that's not. But that didn't hold true.
Yeah.
They might have held it against for me because I thought I had a great set, and some people were in there. I thought I did well. I didn't pass, but there was a guy that wouldn't give back the mic.
Yeah, we saw that once when we went to the Laugh Off.
There was
last
actually
year.
a guy that passed that he was there, and he was a nice guy. You know what? Matter of fact, he was there and he only talked to me. He was like, "You're the only guy that's talked to me." I was just talking to him, and he lost his fantasy league, and the loser had to do a comedy show.
Oh,
So that's why he was there.
Wow.
And he's like, I think this is crazy because he was actually pretty funny. He's like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go off the cuff, whatever. But I was like, but he wouldn't come off the stage. I mean, what's his name was standing next to him. And he's like, oh, just let me finish. And they ended up passing the guy. But what was funny was the following day, a friend of mine is taking his mother to a doctor's appointment in the city, and he's in an elevator. And a guy comes running in all flustered. He's like, oh, my God, I missed my floor. I'm late for work. He goes, I was doing a comedy show last night. And then they looked at each other, and he goes, holy shit, you're Chris's friend. It was the guy that was at the show.
Wow.
In brokerage.
Yeah.
And ran into my friend who was at the show. in a random elevator in Manhattan.
How
the
crazy
next day,
is that?
The next morning.
Wow.
And the guy was all late for work because he was bombed. He got bombed after the show. But he was nice, and then his friend told him, he's like, yeah, you were nice. He said, you're the only guy that was talking with him. So, I was telling him, yeah, fuck it, do what you got to do. I thought it was great that this was what you had to do. So that after that, and I'm like, I'm not going to put stock into this.
That's how I view it.
I did a good show.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know I did a good show.
Right.
I think I did better than Tom.
Yeah, you have to think about it like normally, but when you're about to do it, you're nervous.
If I was on the, if I upset somebody, if that's what's going to hold, if that's what's going to prevent from a move on, who gives a shit?
Right.
But it was Chris Roach who I have a lot of respect for, and when he
Yeah.
said that to me, I was like, you know what, you're right. It's like
Yep.
it's just like golf. Like, well, what am I competing against these guys? for?
Right.
Right.
You
Well, at the
just
end of
you
the
go. You're networking. You're getting yourself out there
Right,
some
you're
more.
just
It's
doing
just
the
another
exposure,
set.
It's another set.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I disagree with the contest, because you're dealing with, excuse me, a lot of new comedians, then who aren't really. A lot of them haven't figured out their timing yet.
Mm-hmm.
You have some seasoned guys like yourself and Joe Cravella and Dan LaRocco. These guys get it, but you have a lot of people with not a lot of experience, and now they have to worry about their time. Like,
Well, you know what?
Yeah, but
and it was
you
Jeff.
can't-
7 or 8.
And it was
so
Jeff
what?
Bosey, because I love that guy, and he's watching.
Hi,
I know he's
Jeff.
watching, and he gave me a watch because he told me set the time up. That thing buzzed, and I set it a minute before my time, and if I went a minute and a half past that was a lot.
Right.
But here's the thing, like I don't know anything about being on stage, but I do know that that's the one thing that pisses a lot of people off. It's like, and you can't get out of a comedy class without really fine tuning that thing. So they really like stress that.
Yeah,
Well,
but see-
here's the
ahead.
thing, right? So the thing is like like the first show I did when I did the graduation show, okay, I went a little over. However, there were moments where I had to stop and wait. People were clapping
Right.
and laughing. I had
Yeah.
to wait. It's like,
Right.
I get it. You say 7 minutes. So if that's the case, then what we should be doing is shooting for 6.
Right.
Right.
And maybe and then
And you
then if the
kinda
host
have
isn't
to.
ready to come back up, at the end, so they were coming. Like I saw, I forget who the guy was, but he was walking up to come get me off, and the host Mario wasn't even was just walking into the room. So if I would have cut myself off a minute before, what am I doing? Okay, thank you. Put the mic back, and no one's coming up to the stage.
Right.
So I was looking for that too. So I disagree with it. But whatever. At the end of the day, I don't care.
And then you mentioned the class. That's the thing. I mean, because even with the graduation class, John, he'll tell you. He even tells the class, "Look, you're brand new. If you go a minute or two over, don't worry about
Yeah,
it."
he's gonna letting you know.
Right.
But
But then-
when shit's working, right? If stuff's
Well, right.
working and you gotta let the laughs finish, because that's like the one thing that John drills in your head.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
People are laughing. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what? You might have hit another joke and you just walked right over it. So now you know what I mean. So that's what I kind of did. I think I had a good set, but because Saturday I'm doing the Giggle Room with John. He's doing the show, and I'm doing that.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
With John Truson.
Yeah, John Truson.
Oh, what are they
I
doing in
think
there?
it's him because it came from the comedy class email, so I'm assuming it's him.
Son of a bitch! I didn't get a comedy class email.
Yeah, I think it came from comedy class. I hope it's him because I'm doing I'm doing the Gateway guy, the 23rd at
Mike
Brokerage.
Dillon,
Yeah,
right.
Mike Dillon. But yeah, I'm gonna go completely different this
So
time.
what? They just said they're doing a show.
Yeah, if obviously it's bring people. So I got some people coming, and that's on Saturday. But now I'm gonna change my whole way, I think. And I would have liked to have tried it one time before.
What does that
do you
mean?
mean?
Because
Try
that
it
means
anyway.
so now I'm just gonna go, and like I told you, the bidet story we discussed last week.
Yep.
I'm just gonna go up there and I'm gonna tell a story,
Okay.
not my jokes that I written, because some of the jokes can be story told because they
Yes.
kind of happened, but some of them were something happened and then you could tell, and then I wrote stuff on top.
Okay.
But my wife and a lot of people I know are like, you got a million stories and you tell great stories. You just every night just go up and tell another one of your crazy stories. And what's funny is so the bidet story, right? We discussed it.
Yeah.
So I was so Sunday at this barbecue, a friend of mine who was on that golf trip was there. And his wife was there, and then his wife and my wife, and the four of us are talking. And she's like, the first thing he did when he came home was tell her, put it in the budget. We're getting him a day. He's so
$5,000
So basically,
bidet?
every guy had their own little moment with that thing. So I know this will resonate with people. There's
So
a lot of people.
For the rest of your life, when you see anybody that was on that trip, as soon as you see them, you're just like, give each other a little
Yeah, it's
nod.
gonna be that.
Yeah, a bidet is life changing.
How's your asshole? Clean?
Yeah,
Clean
there's
asshole today.
you don't even need a big budget. They're pretty cheap.
No, but this one I got.
Just
This,
show
one,
each
this
other
was
quick.
like a seat opens, heats it, it dries it. It's like it's
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an experience. It's not just a
time
little
stuff.
wipe of the ass. This was like a whole. You could go and you're gonna talk to that thing when you're done. You're gonna dank it.
Nice.
You might even come home with roses one day for the toilet.
That's a Cosby
But it was
routine.
funny.
I
But
love your toilet
it
bowl.
what it did was it made me realize that yes, this story will resonate because there's a lot of people
Yeah.
who've probably been. This is common now,
Right.
So I think I'm going to try and just see if I go, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the comfortability level of talking to people as though I'm talking to them like we're talking, right?
Right.
I know my stuff's usually good. My material is pretty good, and my joke writing is pretty good. But I think if I'm telling it like a joke and being a little too stiff, I'm losing a little bit.
Right.
And I think, to come out of that shell is to not have a joke per se, is to have the story. Kind of have everything you want to say, and every
Mm-hmm.
now and then a new thing might come out of my head. Like every time I tell the story to somebody, something else comes out,
Right.
which is funny. It's,
Yeah.
it's a variation of the same thing that I'm talking about. I just said it a little differently.
And that's what we talked about last week, because a guy like Chris Monty and Joey Cola, my personal favorites, but that's what I like about them. They're just standing there. It's no different. The way they're talking on the stage is no different than if you were standing with them at the bar.
Yeah, I prefer that. I
Right,
don't like
and
the
I love that
but-um
sell.
type of like jokes.
Yeah.
I'm not like, but maybe like let's say you have 8 minutes, maybe throw the story for the first time like right in the middle, like have your memorized stuff.
Well,
for,
I
like,
can
the
stretch
first
the
5
story.
minutes and then have like the end.
Yeah, because I like my open, and then so I think what hurt me, but I do believe hurt me
Yeah.
at the
Laugh-off?
laugh off was because he started walking off, and I was just getting ready to hit my closer, which the closer brings the opener right back
Yeah, it's a
around,
recap.
which kills the room. I couldn't say it, so I think if I would have been able to finish that, I was respectful. I said, "All right, you know what? I saw him coming. My time's up." A couple of people didn't walk off.
But you didn't
So
get to
it
do
is
your
what it
last
is.
thing.
But I
so
think if
that
I would have done
sucks.
that last joke and that
Right.
room would have erupted, then that would have probably been like, all right, because that was the originality. I mean, there was something that brings in a little originality, a little, I guess concept of comedy, right? Bringing it back, and so it was, that pissed me off a little bit because I wasn't able to get that to that.
Yeah.
And it was just like a 30-second thing to
Yeah.
finish it, and I just saw him, and I was just being respectful.
Sure.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
yeah, it's the new talent showcase, Stars of Tomorrow, this Saturday.
Yes.
At the Giggle Room. And then looking at the comments, John says, Tony, you should. John would love to see me shoot a bottle rocket out of Mike Kaplan's ass. All right, if Mike's up for it, I'll do it. Chris Thomas says, I saw this guy at the fundraiser with Roach. I would definitely see him again.
Oh, thank
How do
you,
like
Chris.
that?
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Chris
Appreciate
Thomas, it's
that.
actually Christine Thomas. She's hot. So
Oh, well, thank you.
It's better when it's a hot girl
It's-
giving you a
it
compliment,
makes it,
right?
it makes it much more
It means a lot more.
worth it.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate that. And Jeff Bowsey, I know you're out there, buddy. I love you, man.
Yep, Jeff
One of the
is
nicest
watching.
guys in comedy I've met.
The most supportive guy.
Yes.
But while we do love the support, it's really because he wants to get in your pants. He has an ulterior motive. But it's fine. It's all right.
Just let me know so I can go use the bidet first. I have very
polite of
specific. I have
you.
very specific rules.
Does it have like a button to hit to lube the
I
asshole?
don't know, man.
But yeah, Jeff is in the Knockem Dead comedy show on October 28th in the Giggle Room, and he will not be wearing a dress. He's actually playing a man for once, a gay man, but he's still playing a man. So that's good. Yeah, Jeff's a good boy. So the Stars of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, that's cool. And John does John do a set at these things?
I don't,
should.
He probably should.
He doesn't really get up on the stage that much anymore.
Well, did he MC it? No, he just introduced everybody, calmed everybody down. But that was the graduation show. I don't know about
Yeah.
this.
He
The Stars
should.
of
He was.
Tomorrow.
I mean,
He's
like
busy enough on
But
shows.
I'm good. You said I'm just glad 'cause I'm doing this. I got the 23rd. I'm doing August 5th with Terry McNeely here
Oh, okay.
again.
Nice.
I'm gonna get a hold of the office and hopefully get a couple of fun or whatever they're doing, like a Thursday or Sunday in there
Yeah,
as well.
sure. Mm-hmm.
So I've been getting up, and I think now's the time. What are you gonna do, right? It's take the chance and go get out of my comfort zone a little
Right.
bit, right?
Yeah.
Because I could probably, I think, if I can get to that point, the jokes that I've already written, if I can say it in that same type of manner, they're just as funny. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like just, oh, my wife left me. Dum boom. It's not that. It is
Good,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. But I think by focusing so much on the word for the word for the word, it's
Yeah.
taking me out of just relaxing,
Right.
Or I got to eat a half a gummy. I think I got to go up there kind of gummied out, and then I'm just. Rah, 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 rah. My wife says, I was like, I never really did it. I never drank. They did have like a one bourbon loosens me up, but
You'd be up there just rambling.
just
you
rambling.
random
I
shit.
see, and that's when I'm at my best. When I'm firing, where
So
I don't
is-
know what I'm gonna say is when I'm usually at my best.
Yeah.
Because like I said, when I listen to
Yeah, but
us
do
that
other
Friday,
people say you're at your best at that
Yes.
point, or is that just like if they videotaped you and are you really like? I'm
but
at my
no,
best?
that's the problem. Everybody's like, that's when you're at your best. When
Okay.
you're just
But-
flying off your.
But that's
fucking head.
different because you're working off other people and what everybody is discussing.
Right.
Like you said, watching that show back, it's because we were having a conversation. But then when you hit the stage and it's just you, it's
I might, yeah,
It's a little tougher.
yeah, I just want to get to that point.
Unless
where
you're
I
doing
have
crowd work.
I have my topic.
Right.
I want to talk about this. I have my I might be able to have my basis and maybe just go off kilter or not. But when I listen to that like on that Friday, it's like I didn't even know because
Yeah.
I've been saying for years to people people ask me, what do you think about this? I'm like, well, I really don't know what I think about something until after I answer it, and then I'm like, oh, is that what I think? Because it's like because sometimes it's like, wow, that's pretty fucking absurd to say. It's like I guess that's what I think.
Right.
I guess that's what it is.
that's great. All right. So what do you have anything? I always feel like I gotta ask you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a list here. Let's see.
I was just reading some of the comments.
So you have a brother, right?
I have a brother.
And that's it. Just you and a
An
brother.
older brother and a younger sister.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So this might be cool, and you, of course, two sisters. So I have a list of the weirdest things older siblings have said
Oh my
to
god.
their younger siblings.
Are you kidding me? That's like a whole show.
Well,
Yeah.
I have
well,
like
all right,
well,
Silver now.
one of the weirdest older sisters.
so all right, so they.
It's sibling week here at Knockem Dead Comedy.
I have a dark brown birthmark on my butt. My sister told me I got poop on me, didn't wipe it off, and it stained. I believed her for years. She also told me the song "Don't Stop Believin'" was America's national anthem, and I believe that. And that one she was told when they were adults.
That's great.
I wish I thought it. My brother has a big. I think it's on his arm or something. I wish I told him it was a shit stain. That would have been great. My older brother convinced me for years as a child that when the Teletubbies would say "Tubby bye bye," they actually got shot, and new actors would replace them each episode. I used to cry my eyes out whenever they said "Tubby bye bye" because I genuinely believe they're all going to be killed. Yeah, I didn't read a lot of these in advance. I read some of them. On a rare night out for my parents, my older sister would hold a seance. With the lights out and only candles to see with, a very young me and my even younger brother believed we were visited by the ghosts of George Washington and his dog. Because that's what the sister said. It took about a year for us to realize that it was our other sister wearing a sheet and our dog under a hand towel. I have an older brother and sister. They had a scheme going on for months, convincing me that they were aliens and I was the only human in the family. They told me that they could read each other. Excuse me. They told me they could, I don't know. I got a frog. They told me they could read each other's minds and would do little tricks to prove it. At one point, they got my unknowing mother in on it. My mom knew the trick to a magic trick and guessed the answer I was thinking. I was terrified. It all came to a head when my parents bought us a ping pong table for Christmas, and they were going to sneak it into the basement through the bulkhead. My brother and sister came and got me in a panic, saying that my mom and dad were bringing in our spaceship and that they were going to leave once I went to bed. Oh, my goodness. I cried, and that's when they felt bad and came clean. And they hate when I still bring it up to this day. Okay. Let me see. I'm the youngest of 8 children. I grew up in a fairly conservative Catholic household. Growing up, all of my older siblings told me repeatedly that my mother used to dance on tables in college to earn money. Even my mom told me this, and my mom never plays along with little fun lies. Only in the last 5 to 7 years, I'm now 33, that I learned that this was all a joke and that my siblings cannot believe I thought it was true. My older sister convinced me that we had a younger brother who we lost in the dryer.
That's great.
My siblings used to torment and gang up on me as a kid. Out of the three of us, I was the only one who attended a preschool called the Growing Garden. They convinced me on multiple occasions that I wasn't born from my mother, but rather sprouted from the growing garden and walked through the front door. It was an elaborate way to convince me I was adopted, which is classic and would make me hysterical. They also hid all the baby photos of me to make it seem real.
Oh, man.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but when I was a kid, around 6 or so, my mother convinced me that I had a tail when I was born, and it was removed at birth, and that's why I had a tailbone. I didn't know everyone had a tailbone. That's pretty funny. All right, I got more, but I guess I'll space them out for other days.
Yeah,
Or not.
the craziest story I ever heard was, and it was this friend of mine. We were in our 20s, and he said that when he was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old, he had older brothers that were like, 16, 17, and they came out of the garage and they had their hair like all slicked back with like they just got out of a pool, and he's like, where were you guys? And they're like, oh well, we went swimming, and the kids had put up a poster of a lake, and he goes, we go in there. So what they did to this kid was you have to start here,
Oh Jesus!
and you have to just run
Fast as you can.
so he
Bashed his head.
Chris is here. He can't get in.
it's open.
I bet you he's in the front.
How many times has he been here?
Oh, can you get him in through the front?
No.
No, you just told him, right? Now he's gonna lock himself out.
Yeah, he's not back there.
Is that door open now?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So so what's the bad part about it is not only did he like run in like a bull into the wall.
Into the wall? It was a cement wall,
They
right?
convinced him that he didn't try hard enough, and then one of them goes, we forgot it. And they went and they got this like the towel. You forgot the towel. You have to have the towel around you like Superman. It's like, oh.
So he did it again?
And he did it again.
And it's a cement wall, right?
Yeah.
Did he like crack his head open?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, no, but I don't know. I mean, he didn't say that, but it's like...
That's fantastic.
Like, anytime I hear like a sibling story, I'm like, nothing beats that.
No.
That's just...
See, that I missed out on it. My brother was not a healthy kid when we were growing up, so I didn't get to do stuff like that to him.
I mean,
I
the
missed
weirdest
out.
thing my brother ever said to me was, "Look away."
Look away.
As I was.
You've been here before.
Forget the back.
Forgets the fact, but even just now, you walked past the room and I
No,
saw
that
you
wasn't me.
stopped, you went,
Oh, just now? No, I thought the door was on the other side. Where do you want me to sit?
right there.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Chris,
I'm
Chris,
sorry to
Chris,
interrupt
Chris.
the conversation.
Yeah,
No,
no
you're not
worries.
interrupting at all. You're the man.
You're the man. Hello, Sallie.
What are you thinking? Like, I'm Chris Monty. I come in the front door.
No, I like going in the back door, actually.
That's what Hirschman said the other night.
Yeah.
So actually,
Shut my
we're
sound off. Yeah.
perfect timing because I know you have a brother, right?
I have a brother, yes.
So what did he pull any like pranks on you when you guys were little? Is he older or younger?
He's older.
Perfect.
Did he pull pranks? Yeah, we used to do the, hand in a warm glass of water. Or just, he would pour water into my bed, making me think I wet myself.
That's awesome.
Lock me in the shed. Him and my cousin Joey would
I
lock me in my
actually-
grandfather's old shed with all the meat cleavers and everything hanging
Nice.
on the tools.
Oh, I actually just found got a bunch of pictures that my sister had. My two sisters that are older, and one of them had a bunch of pictures. So I was like looking through the pictures, and like there were a couple of pictures where I was clearly being locked in the closet. Like one is like a picture of everyone, and my other sister Lori's like holding. I'm like, I'm in that closet. I know I'm in that closet.
How are you, pal?
But you came out of the closet. Anyway,
I know.
sorry, it's such an easy, lame joke. I'm so sorry.
I'm happy with that. I'd love to see lesbian
Set
stuff.
that
So,
up.
yeah, so you're doing good?
Everything's good. Sorry, I'm late. My landscapers came and blocked me in as I was ready
Seriously,
to leave.
really?
Yeah, they just did bad timing. I needed my grass cut, but they, they blocked the driveway. And
Yeah.
I live on a street that you can't park in front of my house. It's just it's an active road, so they just
They
pull
just
up,
do, yeah.
pull up on your driveway and
leave it
block it. So I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
all right, they'll be done in 5 minutes because I don't have a big property. So
Landscapes. Big homeowner now. We get
big
the
homeowner, man.
landscapers.
I know. You know what? I got the lawnmower. I got everything. I was doing it myself. The pandemic.
Yeah.
I was home, and then we wanted to renovate the backyard. We have a small yard. We wanted to make it a little bit bigger. Take out. They had ponds and trees and all this crap in my yard.
I need to
We
do.
didn't
I need to get rid of the pond too.
Yeah, it's a mosquito haven.
That's what I did. Like it's a koi pond. So I actually, after a year, I'm like sick of. So I actually just went with just a tool and I went and I made a hole. And it just in one thing, and all the water went underneath it.
Okay.
But
What'd you
but
do
it's
with the
still
koi?
Now you
but
got
it's still
worms.
there. So I got
the koi,
it.
they're flopping around.
I gotta
What'd you do with the fish?
There were no fish in it.
Okay.
Yeah, mine
It
didn't
was
have
just
fish
the
either.
mosquitoes.
Mine didn't have fish either. It was just a running little thing that they built, and I just wanted to get rid of all of it. So last year we did that. We hired these guys. They come in, they gutted the whole backyard. We put in like leyland trees because we can't have a fence in my neighborhood past 4 feet. So, but you can have a natural fence. You can have a natural fence. So
What if you have dogs?
Then you just
Like no one in your neighborhood has a dog.
you can, but it's got to be 4 feet.
Oh, but
Yeah, a lot of dogs
I have a
jump over.
shepherd. So
Yeah,
she'd
go
be
right
like,
over that.
What about a pool?
What?
Even with a pool?
You
Because here you have to have a 6 foot fence. If you have a
right?
pool.
You know, in my neighborhood, it's a corporated village, so it's just you can have natural. So a lot of people have the 4 foot fence, and then they have like the arborvitaes that
Right.
go,
All right.
Those
grow
are the
20
best.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got leylands, which is different. Anyway, we did all that, and so while they were ripping out the backyard and doing it in front of the landscaper, my wife says, "Why don't we hire them to landscape every week?" And I looked at her and I'm like,
I
and
just
he's like,
bought
"Yeah."
it.
He goes, "Yeah, you should. I'll charge you this much. I'll do this for you." And I looked at my wife and go, "You don't know anything about negotiations. Like, you don't say this in front of the people. It's like, take me inside." So anyway, I'm happy with them, and that's my landscaper now.
She was like,
$350
being that they're much
lawnmower."
better at this than you are, Chris. Why do we hire them?
I got a free lawnmower from my wife's aunt, but it was an electric
Oh,
one.
all right. Oh, that's what I have.
Oh, I used
no,
to
I don't
plug
have
it in my
electric.
living room and drag it out, hold the wire up.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
you know what? I'm
I
done.
have a battery one.
Yeah,
I have a battery one. And you know what it's like? Like, remember when you were like you see pictures of like kids
With the
a
Fisher-Price.
lawnmower behind their dad
With the bubbles?
and it goes.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's so light, and I
Right.
just stick a battery in it, and it does the whole lawn.
And they have the snowblowers like that now.
Yes.
The battery
Oh,
operated
really?
snowblowers.
Yes.
I got a
Oh.
gas one.
I got to get.
I got
That's
rid of
awesome.
the
But it
gas
only lasts
one
like 30
'cause it's
minutes.
such
So
a
if you have big
pain.
property, you could be
Yeah.
screwed, you know?
But it's
Yeah.
just great to just from your window with a.
Yeah.
Who has a big property on Long Island, though? You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh, true.
well, I've
Yeah.
got like 5 neighbors.
Yeah,
surrounding
me too.
me.
We're all on top of each other.
Yeah.
But,
I'm from
so-
Queens, so it works for me.
Yeah, me
Usually.
too. You know,
Yeah.
my wife too. She's from. We live right. We're still on the borderline, so we're just on the
Where
national
are you?
side.
What are you,
We're in
Floral
Floral
Park?
Park. Yeah. So we just went from $6,000 a year in taxes to $15,000
Right.
a year in taxes
Yeah.
with the same small property.
Right. With
Right.
the same look and feel of Queens.
Yeah. No, Floral Park's nice. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
It
yeah.
is.
You know. So.
Good schools.
But anyway, that's what's going on.
But you were, and then you were doing coffee with the dog this morning.
Coffee with the dog live from my basement.
Yeah.
Like we used to do the show in your basement. I remember coming to your house.
I still feel bad about that.
No,
I
it was
forgot
fun.
about that. I totally forgot about.
I think his son was the cameraman.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was. Yes, he was.
And you thought like they were gonna drug you and keep you. You had that
Yeah.
look through the whole entire.
Me? It was
Yeah.
creepy. Tony's
You were
like, just come around the back, come downstairs.
No,
I'm
he
like,
actually
what?
said it in the show. He's like, "What the hell am I doing here?"
He's like,
It was fun.
It was fun,
I'm
but
like,
yeah, I
he
still
looks so
felt bad.
scared on your
Don't
show.
let anybody see you on your way to the back.
Don't tell anybody you're coming
Don't tell
over
anybody
tonight.
you're coming here.
So,
But yeah, so you're doing coffee
I
with the
did
dog.
coffee with
Now-
the dog this morning.
And do you think on your way here after your office show that he was then talking about you?
Did you listen?
Yeah, of course.
I didn't.
What was that? When he was like he started telling you about how. First of all, I wasn't mad. He the other night, I think it was Monday night. He accidentally went on he
was telling
streams
me-
live all the time.
He's 24-hour studio.
Sometimes he goes on at midnight, like he's all over the place. So yeah, so he was telling you about it, how he went on accidentally on Govs. I think it was Tuesday night, just before
Right.
Keegan and Hirschman, and it was fine. It was no big deal. He didn't interrupt any shows, but then he's telling you about it, and he starts complaining about how boring the guest was.
Yeah.
I was like,
he
holy
said
shit!
He hates having authors on. He tells them that he doesn't read their books, and he's. I'm like, why would you have them on? You know?
I was
So,
dying.
he's like, I know there's people out there that like that, but I don't like authors. I don't like romantic novel
novels.
authors. So anyway,
And then he says to you,
I know Matt though. I go way back.
Well, that's
with
what I
Matt.
was going to
Yeah.
ask. So he used to edit the thing you did with Walker.
Walker and I did originally it was called Everything Old Is New Again, and then somebody complained that we stole their name.
Oh.
And they wanted to sue us.
Oh,
but
wow.
we were like, sue us for what? We have no money.
Yeah, right.
Take
Go
it
ahead
all.
and sue.
Go ahead.
Then
We
we
can use
changed
the exposure.
Then we changed the name to something else. I don't even know what we changed it to. The Monty and Walker Show.
Yeah.
And then so Matt was our YouTube.
Like that posted
He
it
was
and
like
stuff?
our intern that would like post it and promote it and try to get followers. And then he became our editor because we were working with a guy named Gary
Carter.
Gary Carter. He's dead.
Gary
Can't
Coleman.
think of Gary Licker, who's a
Gary Licker?
You know Gary Licker, right?
I don't.
Oh,
that's one hell of a name.
Gary, yeah. Well, he's a cameraman for News 12, but he's also a director, a filmmaker, and all that. I've worked with Gary for years. He was our guy doing everything, and then he got in with News 12, and he's like, I don't have time to do the editing, but I'll film them for you. So then Matt took over the editing.
And what's your history with Matt?
Matt saw Richie and I's show, contacted us and said, I'd love to be involved in this sketch show, which we're not doing anymore. It didn't go anywhere.
I loved it.
It was great though.
Yeah.
Really, it was
but
great.
But
I
see,
really
Rich
enjoyed
Walker
it.
was smart because he said,
What?
I know.
Did
You'll
you
never
hear
hear
what
that
you just
phrase
said?
again, folks. No, because he said originally when TikTok came out, he goes, we should just be doing one sketch at a time, and they should be on TikTok. And we were like, let's just keep doing what we're doing, making a YouTube. And when you look at now what's blows up on TikTok, all these sketches and stuff,
insane.
Yeah.
you know, we should. So we have like 20 of them that were never edited, and
Upload them to TikTok.
Yeah, we have to edit them first.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
the key. I don't do that.
But that's the problem with TikTok. I mean, you're right with what you're saying, but everything's got to be like 30 seconds. Like you can barely get a
15
sentence
seconds.
out.
There are a lot of
It's
rules.
tough,
And
man.
now they say it's 4. The algorithm's like 4 a day. You
Yeah,
gotta-
who has
you need to
time
be
for
putting out
that?
4 a day.
I know.
And-
like I don't know if you know Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh no, I know
So
Gary.
Gary V is he's
lot of Garys.
He started. He was
Gary.
like the first wine to like direct wine sales. Then he's got the media company. I mean, the guy fucking blows up everywhere, and he's motivational guy. He does all this shit. And if you follow him, he's like that to the science. He's like it's 4 a day. He's like,
Oh, wow, I was
just
doing
keep
one a
putting out
day.
the content, and then like you said, and then if it goes over a certain length of time,
Right.
people stop watching.
Right.
Like after like
And
31
that-
seconds,
and
like
that's
their
the
brain
problem.
just explodes.
And that's
They
the
go to
problem
something
too,
else.
because then you can't even do a skit that has a plot. Like, so in 30 seconds, or if you're going to do less than 30, it's just something stupid like spilling a drink or making a face. Like,
Right.
There's no like.
But the problem is I
quality
can't
to
get
it,
my
you know?
9-year-old to focus for more than 9 seconds with me. Like,
Yeah.
you
No,
can't
they
have a
can't.
conversation for 10
Right.
seconds.
It's
with
the internet
He's
is
flipping out.
Yeah, social media and the internet has ruined our concentration. Even now, if
absolutely.
somebody sends me a video, they text me, you got to see it's funny. First thing I go, 3 minutes. I can't get time for that.
Yeah.
You know, right.
We don't
Maybe if
talk
I'm
for
taking
3
a
minutes.
shit.
Right. I'll wait till I go to the bathroom. It's true, though.
It's true.
Like, oh,
But it's
that's
so
too long.
stupid because I could sit and watch my favorite TV show for an hour. That's an hour long
Right.
with commercials, and now you DVR it so
Yeah.
you can fast
I
forward.
did
through it.
fucking Stranger Things in one sitting. I get for 4.5 hours.
Now you can just stream TV
Right.
too. So, but yeah, so it's just
It's tough.
It's weird.
All right, let's talk about our favorite subject for a second.
What?
The Mets.
Oh, okay.
The Mets. Well, first of all, I didn't recognize you without the fedora on Hershey and the Keys the other night. You were dressed up like
I was wearing my Mets. You know what? I was in my backyard. I got the TV out there now on the patio. The nice new backyard and everything from when we redid it. And I got the patio, so I got furniture out there now. And I was having my cigar. My brother-in-law was over. We were watching the Met game, and so I was in my Met gear. When I watch the Met game, sometimes I wear my Met hat or my jersey, whatever. I'm one of those.
It's one of those guys.
I'm one of those fans.
It was like, but it was kind of dressed like you were at Port St. Lucie in February, like you were like spring training guy, and that was like what, like early '90s.
No, that was 1985. Road
Nice.
Dwight Gooden jersey from
Oh,
'85.
that's right. Yeah, you saw.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
What did Hirschman say? You look just like Gooden without the drugs.
Yeah.
I was dying.
Yeah.
Favorite Met?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, it was Mookie Wilson.
That's
Yeah.
his.
My favorite Met of all time.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
why I actually don't like McNeil being able to win number one.
I get mad every time when
Yeah.
Castillo had it.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
But
dropped the ball
I
against
love
the Yankees,
Keith.
got number one.
I love I loved Gooden. It's a shame that his life
They're
turned
all
out the way it
different
did.
characters too. It's like
Yeah.
hard to pick. It's like picking your favorite song. There's
See,
so
but
many different songs.
I love Joel Youngblood when I was about
Joel
6-7 years
Youngblood.
old. Remember Joel
Yeah,
Youngblood? You old enough
sure.
to remember him, right?
Of course.
So in the 70s,
George Forster.
Oh yeah, George Forster.
But I like if you like for me, like if you're gonna pick like your favorite, for
Yeah.
me it's got to be a homegrown. Can't
All
be.
right,
Can't be a circuit.
Mookie was homegrown.
Right, and I'm surprised that they haven't retired his number just for the
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
for
because he's such a
just
beloved
for
Met
what,
too.
yeah, and for
you
what
know?
he represents.
Like
for
they're
the
finally
Met
doing it for
franchise.
Keith, which is I can't wait.
Well, they retired the number already, didn't they?
They're doing it Saturday.
Yeah.
I
This
thought Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, all right. For some
It's
reason,
the whole ceremony is Saturday
You're
night.
going Sunday, but
I'm going to the
Did you
game Sunday because
mix
I'm
up
working Saturday. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's
what happened was, I'll give a quick shout out. My cousin unfortunately passed away
sorry.
last month, and he was only 37 years old.
Oh,
Well,
my
36.
goodness.
Going to be 37 on the 10th of July.
oh wow.
And Jared Hyatt, God rest his soul, he's with us. He, big Met fan, was buried in a Mets jersey and everything.
Nice.
So all my cousins and family going to Citi Field Sunday. Got about 65 of
nice.
us going.
Wow.
We're gonna tailgate, and we got a section, and they're giving us actually, I think, David Wright jerseys because of the package or whatever.
Sweet.
And so we're going Sunday to that game. It'll be my first game this year, so it's gonna be
Nice.
81. And
So you're saying like in the coffin during like the wake, he was in a Mets uniform or
just a jersey.
That's cool.
That's
Like, why,
really
Yeah.
cool.
why do we
When his
dress everyone up
grandfather
in like a
died-
suit? It's so stupid. Like be comfortable.
Well, I want to be in a suit, but
Well,
yeah,
'cause
you
you're
sleep
in a suit.
Yeah.
no, this is my casual. Yeah.
Be comfortable.
Well, then I'll put shoes on you.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that bothered me when my friend Joe Moffa's father died. We were there, and the Italians do the full casket open, right? And so my friend's father, and he's like, we're standing over the casket, and he's looking at his father, and he's like, where's his shoes? How come they didn't put shoes on him? So he went home and got shoes and told the guy, put shoes on my father, you know? So
Yeah.
it was weird, you know?
Yeah.
Because usually that part's closed. So
Right.
they put
Right.
the shoes
Or
on.
even when it's full, they usually just kind of have like a blanket or something.
Right.
You don't realize.
And the quintessential Italian always is like,
Yeah.
he looks good. He looks
Yeah.
good. I was like, he looks good. He's
But
nice.
my cousin's grandfather passed away a couple years ago, and they got him the Mets casket.
Oh, there's a Mets casket?
Yeah, but I mean, like, why spend the money? Just going in the ground, right? But you know,
Yeah.
Maybe if he goes, keep it above. Put a
Yeah.
picture of it.
to the wall, you can
Put a
open the
picture
thing.
of
Hey,
it.
there he is.
Tony wants to be stuffed.
I want to be stuffed. And
like
just
he
place in the corner
seriously
of the
wants to be
living room.
stuffed.
Come on.
Can they do that with humans?
Like a
I sure hope
taxidermist?
so.
Like
I'm-
taxidermy?
yeah, exactly.
I think it could be done.
They
What's the
can-
difference?
Yeah, they do it with, animals. Why not?
That's creepy.
That's fun.
know.
You walk in, you see.
No, I'll put you downstairs in that basement. That's where I'm going to put you.
I'll be in the koi pond.
But I,
Put you right here, and Sally will continue doing the show. You just be-
but I think you got to go with. I think at the end of the day, it's got to be Gooden, right? Because Gooden was like when Gooden pitched. It was like when Tyson would fight. Like it was
Well,
like it was,
that's
Oh,
true.
it was.
it was like
yeah.
he's,
It was
no
an
matter what
event.
was. Yeah, it was an
Yes.
event.
If they were at Shea, it was
It
sold
was an
out for
event.
Gooden's
It didn't
stars.
matter what was going on. You were watching.
I love
that
Gooden.
game.
That's why I have Gooden's
Yeah.
jersey. I have Keith's jersey.
Nice.
I had a Mookie Wilson jersey when I was in the '80s, but it doesn't fit me anymore.
We almost
But-
changed one of our dogs' names to
We
Mookie.
tried. We tried to change it to Mookie, but it didn't
won't
work.
It didn't
respond.
take. It didn't
Didn't
take.
take.
Didn't take. But you're right. It was the '80s was very electric. But that was the Mets.
Nothing beat '86, man. I mean, I grew
Unbelievable.
up a Yankee fan because
Yeah.
my grandmother used to take me to games. But I grew up in Flushing, so we used to like
Yeah,
skateboard
you're,
to
like,
the
right
stadium
there.
all the time. And I just remember '86 on going on Franny Lou, and just it was insanity.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Oh my God, girls! It was like
The whole city was behind the team
Everybody,
when they
everybody
were
ripping-
good.
the girls were
Yeah.
like flashing like it was like Mardi Gras, you know.
Now it's now it's good. Maybe this year we'll get a Subway Series.
They're headed that way.
It's
Well, the
as
Mets
of
gotta
now, it
hold
sure
on
looks like
right now.
If the
That
Braves
leads
don't take
dwindling.
over, let's
Yeah,
calm
Well,
down.
we'll see next week.
Yeah.
and
That
well,
leads
Scherzer's
dwindling.
back, and DeGrom will be
Maxey's back. He'll
soon.
be pitching Monday, Max.
Right. So it's looking good. We got past April, and we're still winning.
Listen,
So
what
it's
did
a
we
good
say
thing.
when Max was out? Just play 500 ball till Max gets
Till he
back.
gets
We played
back, right.
we were 16 and 14. The problem is the Braves don't lose.
Right.
You know, so
But we're
we'll see
doing
what happens.
all this without DeGrom at all this
Yeah,
year.
right.
So he's
And you got to hope that he comes back and he's not, brittle.
Nah, he said he was
did good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they showed the whole team, like, well, the whole pitching staff was watching him
Yeah.
warm up
Yeah.
to try and learn. But
They
yeah,
still
with
need
him and
another
Scherzer,
bullpen
they'll
arm
be
and
all right.
another bat. I think before the deadline.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's the major leagues, right? There's always a team that's going to fire sale somebody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They'll get somebody because our owner's got money to spend and he wants to win.
he wants to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't lose it all in the Madoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
like those idiots.
And you mentioned on Matt's show this morning that you were at the last game at Shea. I was there too.
Yeah,
And I stayed for the after for the
I was so
and only
pissed.
the Mets would do that. Let's have a ceremony after the game.
Right, because if they lose, I said that going in. I go, we got in there early. I was actually there with Mark Lund, and we went, and we had season tickets for the Jets. So we didn't go to the Jets. Were home that day, and the Jets beat New Orleans like 42-21 that
wow.
day. We missed a rare Jet victory at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
To be at the last game.
That was the one.
It was a September game, right? The end
Right.
of September, the beginning of October.
Yeah.
And then we're there, and we get in there early because we want to watch the ceremony, and we sit down, and they're like, no, they're not doing the ceremony until after the game. And I'm like, what if they lose a gut-wrenching game?
Right.
Then who wants to sit for that ceremony?
Hojo was on the coaching staff at the time. So
Right, with Manuel, right? That was Manuel.
Yes. So when they're doing the ceremony after the game, they're bringing out all the old players, and now it's Hojo's turn. So they got the camera on him. You see him up on the Diamond Vision, and he's just standing there like this.
Right.
And then they say his name, and he actually looks to the camera, and he kind of did one of these.
He's like
he was almost like apologizing. I'm sorry, but we went early too.
Yeah.
And we went in by the entrance where all the players were coming in.
Right.
And it was fantastic. Everybody was just going nuts, yelling at all. I mean, we saw every player everybody that ever played on the Mets was walked through that day. It was phenomenal.
We were in the bleachers.
Yeah. The bleachers
Picnic area.
Oh,
bleachers.
nice.
Yeah, but you're right.
That's
That
cool.
should be.
And we actually had a Jet game on our phone, streaming the radio broadcast, so we could listen to the
that's
Jet
funny.
game and watch them.
But that should have been a ceremony before. It hypes up the crowd.
Right.
Crowd up,
Pumps
yeah.
everything up.
Well, that was the thing.
That was a
Even the
Wilpon.
players would get.
If they
pumped
listen,
up.
if that was a Steve Cohen Owen team, not
Oh,
only
would've been
would we have
before.
won,
Different, right.
they would have did it the right way.
Right.
Because they're bringing back Old Timers Day. I mean, it's
Yes,
something that
we're
Yeah,
going
we're
to
going to that.
We're going
really
to that.
excited.
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
going to be
wait.
fun.
Oh, they haven't been doing that, right?
Since
Yeah.
the early
Only
90s.
Yankees, the
Yeah.
Yankees
It's like
still
the
do
first
it, but
time.
that's it. The Mets haven't done it since the 90s, yeah.
I felt bad for Wilpon. He loved the Mets and loves
The
baseball.
old man or the kid?
The old man.
Yeah.
And who I had the pleasure of meeting him twice. He once gave me free tickets. He loved the team, but he was just, especially once he lost the money with Madoff, he was just an idiot after that.
Yeah.
It's upsetting
And he
to
let his
watch.
son run things. And
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
every great rich man's downfall is,
Yeah.
letting his son run things.
Absolutely.
That's why my father and his uncle and my uncle sold their business. They said we watched too many of our friends build a business and their kids
And
destroy
the kids
it.
destroy it.
Right. So here I am knocking the door of comedy.
And the other people that work at those businesses, I remember working in a really nice restaurant out in California, and it was owned by this one guy. This guy was from Germany. He was old. He was in his 60s. He would grab a bus tub and bus better than any bus boy in the place. But he had 3 kids, and one was stupider than the next. And he would just walk around what? I worked my whole life, and they're all idiots.
Yep.
Every single one of them is an idiot. Yeah.
It's so funny.
All right, I'm going to change the subject while we got you. So, Just Be Happy, the comedy special.
Yeah.
What is it? You're creeping in on 500,000
Yeah,
views on this
man.
thing?
You hope
Look
that
at
does
you.
something these days. You're you want to see numbers, and then I was telling Matt, you don't know with YouTube views, you don't know if that's a true watching the whole thing view, or if they get credit
If
if
it's
they
more
watch
than
a
3
minute of it.
seconds or
But
whatever
I
it
have
is,
I actually have the diagnostics. I can click in and see. So it's pretty much people are watching at least more than half of it. So
Sweet.
that's good. I did that on Dry Bar, and they put it on YouTube about a month ago, and it's at 487 now. So
That's great. Man.
it'll hit by the weekend.
Yeah, it'll get 5.
It's getting
Absolutely.
3 to 5,000 a day, somewhere in there.
That would blow me away. Congratulations.
Well, if it does anything, if it turns the turnstile at the doors to make people come see me, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Well, what's his name? He was just in here. Oh, Jim Florentine.
I love Jim
He was
Florentine.
in here about a month ago. I love him too. That was actually really cool to
Very
meet
funny
him.
guy.
But he does that. He puts all the stuff on YouTube for free. Puts all the Patreon, all the donation addresses on the bottom. It's working for him. I mean, granted, it's Jim Florentine. He's had TV shows. He's
Right.
been all over, but
He was on Stern, right? He wasn't.
he was
used to be
involved
on
with Stern and what was it? Crank
Crank
Yankers?
Yankers.
Yeah. he
Well,
was-
I forget. We shot the Dry Bar in 2020, and
Okay.
I forget. I had forgotten because I watched it when they sent me the pre-edit. They said, "Here, watch it. Tell us what you want us to edit in it." They send you everything.
Okay.
So I watched it, and then that was it. And then it came out, and I forgot at the end when we shot it. They had us come on and film a little testimonial at the end saying it was a great experience. Hey, if you want to drop me a tip, go to my PayPal, and they give you a PayPal, and they put it on there. I forgot we filmed that. So now, since it's starting to climb, every week I get an alert on my phone. Oh, you have $20 in PayPal, and I'm like,
Sweet.
oh,
Nice.
but I also have
Someone's
PayPal
gotta
hooked
pay
up
the
to my
gardener.
website to sell T-shirts on. So I'm
Right.
like, oh, maybe somebody bought a shirt, and I go on there, and it's like, oh, thanks for the laughs from Stu from Idaho,
Nice.
and I'm like, oh
Nice.
wow, so.
Well, that's the power of YouTube, right? Because somebody could see it and they can think you're funny and they could forward it to a friend of theirs.
Share it with 1,000
Yeah, share it
people.
with 1,000 people. Here, check this out. As opposed to calling a guy up. Oh, you got to go on and find it on the. You know what I mean? You
Right.
can send it. A guy could be on his phone on a train and
Right.
get it.
And
then
that's
watch it. Yeah.
the thing now. You're not. I mean, people, you still pay for streaming and whatnot, but it seems to be a thing now. You watch it on YouTube, and you then just thank you for that product. I'm now going to donate whatever I feel like donating.
It's a common thing that you see now. Yeah, and
so
that makes sense.
Right.
So you're on to something.
I made $55 so far.
Nice.
That's all right.
And my daughter and wife won't see one dime of that money. It's my cigar and beer money.
It's already gone at the racetrack.
It's gone already.
Speaking of daughter, congratulations! You got another baby on the way, man.
Another baby. I'm looking for the guy. It's the oldest joke in the book.
Well, speaking of old, though, I mean, you're going to be 50
I'm
next
going to be
week.
50 on Wednesday.
I can't imagine having a kid at 50.
Dude.
Holy shit, you're crazy.
I know. It's not my doing. My wife wanted another one.
I was asleep.
I was happy.
Yeah, you should get a hold of Tony Randall. Ask for some advice.
Yeah, right.
he was
like
having kids
72.
at, like 72
yeah.
when he was
But his wife was like 30. So my wife's not 30. So, but she's younger than me. So yeah. So that's good. She's 6
great. I'm
months.
happy
Just
for you
about
guys.
6 months. Hope it's a boy. We don't know what it is.
Are you one of those you're going to keep trying till you get that boy?
No. No. If it's a girl, I have 2 girls and that's it.
Absolutely.
You know, my daughter already does all my sports teams rants and yells and everything. She knows the JETS. She knows the Let's Go
Nice.
Mets. She does she screams at the TV when the horses are coming down the stretch. You know, she does an impression of me. It's hysterical. You know,
That's great.
so she has a big mouth though. She rats me out a lot. My wife will come home from work. What'd you guys do today? She's like, we won money on a horse, mommy. I'm like, first of all, I didn't see you put any money into that
First
bet.
of all, I don't know where the weed comes from.
Where's the we?
Yeah, where's the wee part?
James Thompson is watching. He says, holy shit, it's Chris Monty. I'd recognize that pork pie anywhere. 500,000 views. Chris, that's awesome. 4 or 5 of those views are mine.
Good. Share it, please, with all your family. Put it on loop. Just play it over and over.
Just be happy. It's on, from Dry Bar, and it's on YouTube.
Yes.
Very nice.
Check it out.
Oh, do you know they're doing a cigar night here?
When?
July 14th.
It's like a Thursday night.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night. I wasn't
Next
invited.
Thursday.
I must have missed that text.
I saw the post.
They years ago, Joe C did a cigar night and Jimmy did cigar night here, and me and Joe Starr did like a little comedy.
Oh,
like,
nice.
You know, which as soon as we walked in, we were like, comedy's not going to work because you have 400 goombas eating, drinking, and smoking, and I go, they don't want to hear us talk for
Right.
So Joe C was like, just do like 10 minutes each. We'll just give him like a half hour or whatever. So it was me, him, and I think Kevin Downey Jr. We did like 10 minutes. We did like a half hour show, but it turned out to be fun. So the only problem with we're just talking about cigar smoking on the other show. I'm sorry to overlap, but it's just when you do. I love smoking cigars, but when you're in a room with 50 guys smoking a cigar.
Yeah, you can't even breathe.
It's like, like I like smoking it when I'm outside, and I don't mind smoking it inside. Like if I'm in a casino, usually there's not 28 people sitting around you smoking cigars,
Right.
But
It's more of an outdoor thing.
yeah, well now it is because you can't smoke anywhere anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, it's a golf course thing.
Yeah, golf
yeah.
course, or if I'm at like when I go to the game Sunday, I'm going to be tailgating before the game. I'll have a cigar in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Before.
Well, it's funny because I just got a text earlier. This place Mio Posto in Merrick, and they do these cigar nights, and they do a good job. So they're doing another one on Monday. But I was like, the last time we went, it's kind of weird. You go to these cigar nights, you're paying $125,000, but then you got to go outside to smoke, right? So cigar's not a 5-minute thing. So now you're sitting outside for 45 minutes.
Right.
You're
Missing the food, the drink. Right.
I'm like, you relegate us to with the bad people outside smoking.
The bad
They took away the fun of the cigars.
Well,
Like,
that's what
this
happens.
isn't fun.
When I go to a wedding too. Sometimes you go to a wedding and they got a cigar roller there, and they go, it's it's nice,
Right.
it's great.
If you can
but
go outside
but
and
then my
smoke
wife's like, "Where are you?" I go, "You told me to go smoke my cigar. I'll see you in about an hour and 10 minutes." I'm sitting outside with a bourbon. Thank God there's a bar out there.
I wanted
to dance.
Yeah. But that's the only problem with that. So, but the same thing at the golf outings too. But at least you're outside.
You're
all
outside,
day,
so
you
it
know?
doesn't matter.
Right.
You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. So.
And everybody's just huddled outside the front, like we're in trouble.
What do cigars do for you? Like cigarettes, relax you? From what I hear, I'm not
Cigars do the
smoker.
same thing.
Like,
It's
what do
still-
cigars do?
Just make you feel like a man.
Is that it? Feel a little manly.
With that big giant thing in there.
That makes you feel like a man with a
That
big
big
round thing in
brown-
your mouth.
With that
Phallic
big-
shaped symbol in your mouth.
And everybody, which I don't understand, everybody who's cigar smoker, I don't know if you've done it, but so many people will post that picture of themselves with the cigar.
Oh
in
yeah,
their mouth.
Anthony DiDomenico is big on that. He always says every
right.
TikTok is him listening to something, smoking his cigar, just not even saying anything.
Right.
They look like Popeye,
I mean, I think the English had it right when they called it a fag, man. Hey, let's go smoke a fag.
Well, you know the greatest cigar line in history, right? Was Groucho Marx. You know that, right? He used to host You Bet Your Life.
Yes.
Right. And so he has a contestant on the show. It was a game show. He'd always interviewed him before the question started. And I think the woman said something that she has 20 children or 21 children. And he goes, "You have 21 children?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Isn't that a little obsessive?" She's like, "Well, I love children." He says, "Well, I love cigars, but every once in a while I take it out of my mouth."
That's great.
One of the longest lasting TV game show history.
That's fantastic.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No.
Man. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Very quick on his feet he was.
Yeah.
You excited about 50? Nervous? You don't care? What?
I guess it's the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
It's
I don't
no
know. You
big
tell
deal.
me you're there already, right?
I am. I'm 52. Yeah.
52.
No big deal.
So, you know,
Don't
Yeah,
even
it's
worry
all
about it.
downhill.
it's all downhill. No, you just got to take care of yourself, right?
Just
How old are you?
colonoscopy. So I'm 40. I'm going to be 49 in October.
All right, so you're behind me. So
Yeah.
that's, it is what
Yeah,
it is. What are you going to do?
what are you gonna do?
It beats the alternative.
True.
You know?
Yep. Absolutely.
You got to either get older or not. But
Yeah.
think about it, if you worry about that, you can't
Yeah.
worry about it
You know,
because
like I kind of remember I was like 19 and I turned 20. I'm like, that's so weird. I'm not a teenager. Like this just
Right.
just made me feel weird. And then after that, I never even thought about it.
the only thing,
No big deal.
the only one I thought about that I was like cringing about was when I turned 40.
Yeah.
When I turned
Yeah.
40, I was like not happy about it.
It's the
I was
halfway
like-
mark.
I was like, oh man, I'm 40, man. Now it's like, all right, you know what? I'm 50, but I got a house, I got a wife, I got a baby, another baby on the way. I
Right.
can't complain. You know,
Right.
what are you gonna do? I'm old to be starting, but I got married late. So what are you gonna do? That's the way it is. So as long as I'm healthy, I just got everything checked out. Thank God.
Right.
Nice.
Everything I go for the checks
Yeah.
up.
Great.
I mean, listen, if you go talk to a 25-year-old, you thank God you're 50.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You're like, thank God
When
I'm
people
not.
like, don't you wish you were in high school again? I'm
Like,
like,
No way. And the more
No.
the older you get, the more you hate young people.
Yeah,
Because you
Yeah.
just see how and you're like, wow, I was that stupid.
I was that
once.
dumb.
Yeah.
I kind of think we weren't as dumb. Like they are a lot dumber.
I don't think we were that.
Yeah,
dumb.
I don't think
We
that
we
dumb.
always
Yeah, we
think
were
that.
dumb.
We
think
took
we're-
care, but
I think we were more
self-sufficient.
streetwise.
We were
yes.
definitely more streetwise,
Yes.
but we were still dumb. We
I
did
mean,
some stupid
You
shit.
grew up
Yeah,
in
but-
Queens?
What? I grew up in Elmont,
In
but
Elmont,
I
okay.
lived in my adult life. I lived in Forest Hills for
Okay.
many years.
Nice.
I just moved from there 2 years ago, but we did stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we did
but,
stupid shit.
But when you look at today, like when the kids are posting videos of themselves
I
eating
would
the
never.
pods and licking toilet bowls, and we weren't that.
No, we
Well,
didn't.
not
We
only
were
that, but
smart
they-
enough
they're-
not to film ourselves. Doing
yes,
stupid shit.
exactly. They're
Yes.
We didn't
filming
have the
everything.
access to filming ourselves.
But they film everything. My stepson is
Yeah.
27. I'd be like, what are you doing? It's like if there was cameras running around when I
Oh,
was your age,
forget
I'd
about
be
it.
in prison.
No way.
No, we have them. They were just they're silent.
Yeah, right.
The 8mm, right? Like my home movies, like my wife's younger than I am, so her home movies were from a camcorder. So she
Yeah.
has them transferred to a DVD,
Right.
and she's like, "Oh, you want to watch some home movies when I was like 6, 7 years old?" So we watched them one night, and I go, "Oh, you these
It's
are
in
I go,
color.
I go, these are talkies?" And she goes, "What?" I go, "You can hear you guys talking." She goes, "Yeah." I go, "My home movies, I have them transferred to DVD. They're my father's 16mm camera.
Yeah, right.
It's like the Kennedy
Yeah.
assassination. That's what you watch. It's that grainy, whatever."
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love it though, because
I love that too.
It's like moving really fast.
and we put
you know?
music to it,
Yeah.
and stuff. So
All right. So we scurried last minute. We were trying to think of what to do for your 50th birthday.
you don't have to do anything, please.
Trust me, it's not much.
When we say last minute, we mean like
Like
15
this
we mean
minutes
like we went to
before
7-Eleven. We
went-
got you
Yeah.
a Slurpee.
Well,
We hope you like bacon,
right
egg, and
before the
sex
show started.
sandwiches
you're
from
not
Dairy
far
Barn.
off. We went next door.
Not even. You went to the Dairy Queen.
Yeah, we went to
Whatever,
the Dairy
the Dairy Barn next door.
Dairy-
We did our research.
We got you a ho-ho. Did you get me something like that?
If they get your
coffee
bacon, egg,
cake,
and cheese.
Drake's
Oh.
coffee
It
cake.
turns out we did our research.
M&M is 50.
There's 56 M&Ms in a bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
You
got
took
you a
6
bag
out?
of M&Ms. No, it's 6 for good luck, I guess. So there's
No,
I thought
there
we
you
were gonna
go.
have 2 each.
No, because we were watching the end of the other show, and then you mentioned that it was your birthday, and we both looked at each other. We're like, no.
Oh, you don't have to watch.
Oh,
so it's not. Wait, this isn't special now.
thank
That
you.
everybody gets one.
well,
Yeah, now you made it on
it's like a birthday cake. Everybody
I will
gets a-
share this with my daughter. It's her favorite. Her favorite candy is M&M's.
See that? We knew that. That's why we got those.
Yes.
See, so now it has even more meaning.
Now it has more meaning.
Anyway, happy almost birthday.
Thank
It's
you.
cool.
What are you doing? How are you celebrating?
I'm just gonna be. Every year on my birthday, my favorite thing to do is eat like seafood, like lobster, clams,
nice.
everything like that. So I'm just gonna chill out, immediate family in my house. Like they were like, "Oh, let's have a party, let's do something." I'm like, "Nah, you know what? I don't need to do that. Then I'm
Right.
gonna just chill out, because first of all, a party means I gotta do all the fucking
Yeah,
work.
you
So,
gotta-
especially when it's at our house.
You gotta
or if I go,
pay.
I'll cater it. I go,
Yeah.
I still gotta clean everything up and put it away.
right.
And you got to pay.
Yeah, and my wife will pay for it, but still. So I said, no, I'll just go get some live lobsters. I'll get some clams. We'll have a little clam bake in the yard, and whatever, just immediate fam. I don't need to have. She's like, oh, why don't you have all your friends over? And I go, no, because I didn't go. I don't remember my friend Roach or my friend Hirschman and the guys having 50th where I was. I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want people coming and thinking I got to give a gift, like that.
Right.
Like this is it. This is perfect. I know it didn't put you out.
Right.
Thank you for not going out of your way for my birthday.
So when you put out a special, Just Be Happy on Dry Bar on YouTube, do you how does it work? So, after that, do you feel that material has to be retired because it's out there for people to see? Do you feel the pressure to write new stuff?
Yeah, well, when I did What's the Worst That Could Happen at
Love that one.
Amazon,
Yep.
I stopped doing basically most of all that. Matter of fact, I was in some place the other day and somebody quoted one of the jokes from that. And I was like, oh, I
Nice.
forgot about that joke because I haven't done it since 2018.
Right.
This one, I'm still doing some of the jokes that are in it because I've expanded those jokes and made them longer. But I try to, not do the material because if they come see your special and then they come see you live and they don't want to.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Right.
know?
So I would think there must be pressure now to change it up for that exact reason.
Right. So if you come into the brokerage this weekend, you will hear some repeated shit.
But then you get.
But you'll hear some new stuff too.
But that's the thing too, and we've talked about it before in here with other people. Like a concert, you want to see the greatest hits.
Right.
A lot of people, I'll use Joey Cola as an example. A lot of people want to hear those cat jokes and the dog shit.
Oh yeah, and the White Castle.
Yes,
that's my favorite.
They want the greatest hits. So I would think repeating some of the jokes is okay.
Yeah, some people will, if I come up there and do a whole new set, some people will ask me, "Oh, how come you didn't do the joke?"
Right.
And I'm like, aren't you tired of that?
No, but you heard it, right?
Well, my dad will say, "But you listen to Sinatra, you want to hear him sing My Way, don't you?" And I go, "Yeah, you know what? They
Right.
give it that
Exactly.
way."
Yeah,
Right. Right.
So, but yeah. So I personally, I cringe when I get up there and I see about a sea of faces that I have seen.
Yeah.
They always come to my shows,
Right.
and I don't cringe because they're there. I love that they're there, but I'm like, how much new stuff do I have for these guys?
Right.
But then in the end, they go, we don't care. We just love seeing you.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
You can tell it's the same joke, but you always tell it organically. It's like fresh when you tell it.
Right,
again.
because I
Right.
would think with comedy, most of the time the comedy that what gets people to get that gut laugh, it's the not knowing, and then the joke comes and you're like,
Right.
musically, oh yeah, because you could break it down. That sounds great, so you don't mind
Right.
listening to it. But like you said, I guess if you you take the same thing, you kind of expand on it, do it in a different type of way.
Right. And then some
it's
people
not-
want to, like I
yeah.
said, they want to hear that joke. They
Yeah.
know it's coming, but they just want to hear it again because
Yeah.
they
Right.
like the way you tell it
Right.
or whatever.
Sure.
So, but yeah, so I try to make it fresh. That's the answer to your question.
Thank you.
You know?
It's a good answer.
Yes.
What's the worst gig you ever had?
Knockem Dead comedy.
in the basement of Tony,
Today I got a
Tony's
bag of M&Ms
basement.
for my
Birthday
50th
show
birthday.
at Knockem Dead.
No, the worst show? I just did a show, and you think this, I'm only serious. I just did a show, and this is the problem. I've been doing this for 24 years now.
Yeah.
And you think, you get to a certain point, there's certain gigs I'm not going to do anymore. But, you're coming out of a pandemic, somebody calls you and they go, I got this much money, and you go, I'll do it. So I this was in, I want to say April, right? March or April. I get a call on a Monday morning from this agent that I work for. I won't say his name. Good guy, good company. But he calls me and he goes, are you free tonight? I go, yeah. He goes, all right, I might have something. Somebody called me. Let me get the details. I'll call you back. So he calls me back. All right. Good money. He goes, you got to do like a half an hour. It's in Brooklyn. It's like a company's having a networking thing at a restaurant, whatever. So, but you have sound. You got to bring sound. I said, all right. I get to this place. It's this big warehouse that they turned into a steakhouse. But there's no private room. So you walk into this big warehouse of the main, it's high ceilings, right? Like a warehouse. And in the main thing, they have just tables everywhere, right? Then upstairs, they have like a balcony going around, not a balcony.
Yeah, kind of
but
at a concert where
Like
they
Roselands.
have.
it's almost like it's almost
Yeah.
like there's also seats up there, but it's not
Yeah.
it's not as big and it's open. So if you're up there eating, you're looking over the partition down on everybody. They're in one corner of that, and the place is packed, right? Packed. And I'm up there and I go, you guys aren't in a private room? And the guy's like, no, we're here. It was like maybe 40, 50 guys and girls, just or whatever. And I go, I can't perform like this. Like
Right.
I'm right in the middle of. I go. The guy goes, "No, you got your speaker." I go, "It don't matter if I got my speaker. Like there's music playing. No, there's 400 people downstairs eating. Right?" So I set up my speaker, and all of a sudden the manager comes running upstairs because I go test. I'm setting it up. He goes, "You can't have that speaker on up here." I go, "Yeah, but they hired me to entertain them." He goes, "Yeah, but I can't have it because you're interrupting the people down there that aren't part of this party." And I'm like, "You don't have a back room?" And he's like, "No." So I had to stand there basically with
Yelling.
no mic and talk. I said, "If you want to hear me, come sit close to me because I'm just going to talk to the 4 people that can hear me."
Like a kindergarten class, like
read a
crisscross
story.
applesauce, come in front of me.
And listen, they couldn't be more nice to me. Like I don't want to shit on the people that hired me because they were nice to me. They enjoyed me. They whatever you want. You want food? You want to bring home food to your wife? Whatever. They had
Yes,
steak. They
it's
had
a
everything.
steakhouse,
They had
yes.
salmon. They had all kinds of stuff. But I was like, and at the bar, whatever you want to drink. But as a performer,
Yeah.
it's like I said to my wife goes, "How was it?" I go, "It was like trying to do my act in the middle of the JFK terminal
Yeah.
while people are walking by going, 'Hey, where'd you just fly in from?' Hey," like that. And people just, and all noise and everything.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. And it was like brutal. So I called, the agent calls me, that night because he knew I'd be done around 10 o'clock. And he got a phone call. "Hey, how'd it go?" Because there's a new client. And I go, "How'd it go?" I go, "Listen, don't ever call me with a gig like that again." I go, "Unless they have a back private room, I can't do it. No, a singer can get away with it because they just got to sing. But a guy that needs reaction every 7 to 10 seconds,
And I'm not asking for numbers, but the money wasn't worth it.
In hindsight,
Yeah.
it was good money. But for the aggravation,
Yeah.
of your gut being twisted
Sure.
as you get there,
Because
and
you want to do a good job.
and you walk in and you
trust me,
go,
I get it.
You
Yeah.
walk in and you go, this ain't working.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, oh my, it's like trying to do comedy at a cigar night.
No, I
Like,
hear
when you
you.
walk
Right.
in and there's all guys and there's no women.
you've done it
go,
long
"Oh,
enough
this is
where
gonna
you
be
know."
tough because they're gonna want to hear dick jokes and they want
Right.
they want you to insult Tony and you don't know Tony,
Right.
and then he's gonna get pissed off because who's this guy? I'm making fun of,
Yeah.
It's like that. So.
Right. Yeah, I same thing. We once did a murder mystery private party. They told us to go to this restaurant in Farmingdale. We show up. They just had a table. Like, what? There's no same thing. No private room. Like, no, it's just us at this table. So we had to perform our murder mystery around them at the table. All
Well,
the people
everyone else
eating
is
dinner.
eating.
We did it. But
I had another one like that too during the pandemic. Real quick, the guy goes, "Oh, I have a 90th birthday party for a woman. It's in like Southern Connecticut, like only like an hour away." He goes, and it was like a Sunday afternoon at like 3 o'clock. He goes, "You just got to do 30 minutes. There's only going to be like 30, 40 people at this thing." I go to the restaurant. They had me outside on the patio because it was before vaccines.
Yeah.
So I'm outside,
right.
which is
Sweating
fine.
out.
But everybody's outside. So the people I'm performing for are right in front of me. And everybody else is not in part of that party. And I go, "Listen, I got to use my microphone." And the guy who ran the restaurant was like, "That's fine." I go, "Yeah, but those people," he goes, "they're just going to have to listen to you until you're done talking."
Tell
And
them it's Chris Monty, damn it.
Yeah. And so it was okay. But I felt like I was intruding on those other people
Sure.
that just came to dinner and didn't want to hear some guy talk about his wife and kid and whatever else I was making fun of, So
Or it's when you like remember the one murder mystery we did? It was at this, and they had a private room. So you're like, "Oh, shoot, good." And it was an L-shaped room. So no one could see us like around the corner. It was like long, and then a lot of the tables were over there, and there was no way to do the show like right in the middle. So like the guys were just like running back and forth. So they only got like half the show.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, remember that night I proposed to you and that guy was telling dirty vagina jokes? See,
I just realized, let me apologize to this viewing audience that the camera's right here and I talk with my hand, so my hand keeps going into the camera.
Nope, you're fine.
See, my concern with doing like a cigar night in a place like this is that it wouldn't be that I'd piss off Tony. I think there'd be like 3 guys in there going, "I think that guy still owes me money."
Yeah,
I think I know this guy. And he owes me money.
Instead of paying you for the night, you get cement boots.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, all right. So now I'm going to go the other way. Your
Best gig?
well, no, I was going to. Well, your favorite.
Knockem Dead Comedy.
Your favorite acting role. Well, but this is kind of twofold. I want to know what role you're most proud of, and what. But the role you're most proud of might not have been the best experience. So give me both. Because you're a good actor.
Oh,
I like
you're
to see
sweet.
more of you out
You're
there.
sweet. Well, put me in one of your shows.
Okay. I'd love to.
I'm sick. But
Get it.
I get union rates. And I get a break. And there better be a truck with food. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I'm there.
Services. Other than that, I'm there.
I saw all of them. I've had good experiences. The worst experience was the blacklist. I was on a blacklist for like 2 lines. I had like 2 lines.
Yeah.
But it was just, like they could give 2 shits that I was even there. Like I was in some. It was the dead of winter. It was like the day after the Super Bowl. It was the beginning of February, the first Monday in February. I think it was 2019. I filmed that, and I get there and I go to the trailer. They put me in my costume and makeup, and then they send me to this other trailer. And thank God the other 2 actors that were in my scene were like hanging out in that trailer, because nobody came and got me to say, "Hey, come on, it's time to go to set." Like, and I was like down the block from. They were filming it in a diner, and so we were down the block. They had these trailers set up where the actors can hang out. Where there was heat in there, and so. But these other 2 actors were like, I think we should go down and see if they want us, because we've been sitting here a long time. So I said, all right. So we all took a walk, and they were like, oh, great, they're here.
Oh,
all right, guys, take your positions.
Holy shit.
I was like, oh, great. And the director was just like, I don't even know the person's name, but it was just like, some directors are just not personable. They just do their job, and that's it. And that's probably just the way he was, which is fine. The assistant director was great. He knew me. He's like, oh, I saw you in this. You're great. He was nice. But it was just cold. But everything else has been great. Vinyl was fantastic.
That's my favorite of yours.
That's probably that didn't fucking.
He was in it.
I was in an episode of that, and that was
a employee.
That was yeah. That
I
was
cannot believe that thing got canceled, man. That was the greatest.
There was too much going on that show. You had the murder, you had the mob, you had the
but you had to tie it all in. But it was just great. It was just great.
Believe me, I loved it.
I loved it too. I wish it was on. They might have wrote more stuff.
And he's awesome. I mean, I could watch him in anything.
Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah,
and Ray Romano was great.
Yeah, he was great in that.
And even Dice was great in the first episode.
And he didn't want to get killed off.
Right. Yeah, I read that.
They killed him off.
He's a really good actor.
He is.
Actually.
He is. Most comedians are, as Jackie Gleason said. Most comedians can translate to acting.
Yeah.
But that was a great experience. The whole getting cast in it, meeting the producers and directors, going to the table read with. I'm sitting there with Bobby Cannavale and Ray Romano.
That's cool.
That was Mick there at all?
Everybody was there.
Mick Jagger was.
Oh no,
there?
Mick Jagger and Scorsese weren't there.
Okay.
But Mick Jagger's son was there.
Yeah, because he was in it.
Right. So that was a great experience. The filming of it was the hottest day in the summer. I filmed that in like July.
Wow.
I think it was July 8th. And it was like 97 degrees, but like 97% humidity. And we were in a warehouse that they turned into the Sam Goody record shop.
Right.
But the air conditioning was so loud that we had to shut it during taping. And I was wearing corduroy pants, a flannel shirt, and a cow leather vest. Because it was the 70s.
Yeah.
And the wig, I'm assuming.
And the wig and the beard and everything, the mustache. So that was, but other than that, it was no, I mean, I'll gladly do that every day of the week.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They made sure that we were hydrated. They made sure that we had food. We even broke for lunch and had a great catered lunch. And then at the end of the day, we didn't wrap until about midnight. And I was there from noon. And when we wrapped, they sent in they went to like Grimaldi's in Brooklyn, and because we filmed it in Brooklyn, and they sent in about 100 pizzas on the street. They set them up on tables for us, and they go, guys, if you're hungry, because we kept you overtime, we're gonna feed you again. And it was great.
Wow, that's cool.
But it was a great experience because Kevin Can Wait.
Right.
Great experience too. Anything I did with Kevin James with that and with Mall Cop, he has a top-notch production. Everybody is nice, everybody is fun, everybody is professional, and the atmosphere is very positive. So I like.
We went to the first taping of Kevin Can Wait, and first off,
it was like the pilot or something, was it?
No, it wasn't the pilot. It was the first after the pilot got picked up. It was the first. episode.
Right.
I already had respect for him because he was filming on Long Island. All these Long Island comedians and even the crew. It was all Long Island people getting
everybody,
work.
All homeboys.
Exactly, but then. The show, it took longer to tape than they expected. It was the same thing. It was like 12:30 at night or something by the time it was done.
Yeah.
It was like 6 or 7 hours.
They would
did
stop
of
in the middle of the thing and just like the writers would like write something.
They wrote stuff right on the spot.
That.
Right.
I didn't
Joey,
know that
of course,
they did
working
that.
hard, warming everybody up.
Yep.
So at the end, when they finally finished, they said, if anybody wants to meet Kevin James, he'll come out and he'll stay here until every last person is gone. That's our way of thanking you guys for staying late. Immediately, I'm like, that's class right there. That's top notch, man. That's cool stuff.
And it's fun to work on his productions.
Yeah.
And I just filmed something with Chris Roach. That he's co-written and co-starring in. It's a sitcom that he's trying to promote with this guy Joe Pomerico and his wife. And he's great to work with too.
Yeah.
So
Roach
when that
is
comes
great.
out, hopefully it'll get picked up. Because
So what? It's the two of you with a girl in the middle? Like
No.
Oh, it's just the two of you.
I play like a
friend?
recurring part on the show if it gets picked up or if it gets produced. Roach and is the co-star. He plays like him and his sister. He has to move in with his sister or something like that, or his sister moves in with him because she's divorced, and he works in a pizzeria. But the guys that run a pizzeria are a little crooked, and he doesn't want to really say what's going on there. And it's a funny situation. So
Very nice.
it's called Jiggle the Handle. I hope I don't give it away because it's not really out for anything yet. But they're working on that, and we actually filmed some scenes in the back of Governor's.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, nice.
a couple weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
That's odd too, because you never heard of like pizzerias doing shady shit like that.
Yeah. All legit businesses. And I used to work in 2 different pizzerias.
Yeah.
There wasn't any bodies in the freezer.
All right. Oh wow. I didn't know that's how that
12:29. Where did the time go?
Holy crap. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna head on out of here. Just Be Happy Dry Bar on YouTube, and then this weekend go to govs.com, govs.com. Head on over to the brokerage to see this man.
Please come.
One of my personal favorites. Great guy and an even better comedian. And I tell it that story all the time. How I saw you before I even knew you. Like what was that? Like 10 years ago. Or
And
something?
you invited me to your creepy basement.
That's
And we've
right.
been friends ever since.
You will not be disappointed. You see this man this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and then you know what? Go Saturday and then stick around because Eric Tartaglione, right? I think it's Saturday. He's playing after you.
There's a Gateway show there.
Oh, is that what it is? A Gateway
Yeah.
thing?
Is Eric on that show?
Yeah, I just saw
Yes.
his name. I didn't realize
Okay,
it was
yeah.
Gateway.
You on that show?
No, I'm on. I'm here Saturday.
Oh, so I think it's 9 or 9:30. There's a late show at Gateway, Mike Dillon's Gateway production, and if Eric's on that show,
he's doing it.
They're
Yeah.
not going to stay for 2 shows, but
They should.
come to my show and see Eric another time.
And you,
No, I'm just kidding.
and you really, and you really don't know who's playing, huh? With you?
No, I was actually. Is anybody in the office? I was going to ask.
I haven't seen anybody
Nobody's
today.
here today.
Well, yeah, I don't. I thought I heard the phone ring, but then I didn't hear any shuffling.
It probably goes
anything.
remote to their homes now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't.
Why not?
You can't order. You mentioned it on Matt Show. You can't order tickets by phone anymore. It's just the website.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll stop
just-
posting the number.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just. The
I'm
website
old
now.
school. My wife's like that. My wife said so she wants to complain about something. I order like I book a hotel room and I just do it. And she's like, who'd you call for the hotel? I go, I didn't. I just went on booking.com
Yeah,
or whatever.
I
and
do everything
it's already
online.
booked. And she goes, well, but I need to talk to somebody. I need a number.
Not me. Like I'll just do like the little chat thing.
Right.
You know,
and
I
it's
love
still
that.
automated.
And then,
Some
like,
guy in
you-
India.
Yeah,
You get someone, and you just like hash
get
it
someone.
out.
you get someone.
Is that a jar of urine? What is that back there? I've been looking at that the whole show. There's a
It's
jar.
a-
It's a weird jar behind
go get
Sallie.
Go get it.
Is it moonshine?
What is
Urine?
that?
It's iced tea.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was weird. It looks like
Yeah.
someone.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Yeah,
we got
happy
you some
birthday.
urine.
We got
Welcome
you
to-
some 39-year-old urine to keep you young.
Welcome to 50. You got to always have one of those on you, just to be tested.
Right.
Are you allergic to anything?
That or just get up to pee every 2 hours.
This weekend at the brokerage, go see Chris, and then you're at the Giggle Room.
I'm in
What
Giggle
Saturday?
Room Saturday
Giggle
night, but go
Room?
see-
Have you been in there yet? Because you like. Well,
I told you, it sounds like a back room of a gay strip club.
we're
Come
all
to the
saying
Giggle
that.
Room.
Sounds
I'll be
like
there
it.
with feathers.
You'll like it.
I haven't played the Giggle Room. I want to play the Giggle Room.
It's-
I mean, I like the main room, of course.
Well, of course, and I know, but I know you like the brokerage. You say it's like a hometown gig because
Yeah,
it's like a
I know. I
real-
love the. I played the when it
I
was
love
the
the
little room. I
brokerage.
played it, so now I
But
got to play it.
this-
It's bigger. I've seen it.
It's bigger, so it feels more like a traditional comedy
Right,
club.
like
I
a
love
city
it,
club.
man. I
Yeah, me
love it
too.
in there.
I'll have to
Yeah.
get a show going this summer there. I
Yeah,
played
yeah.
the patio many times.
Yep.
It reminds me of a New York comedy club. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Right. So
nice.
yeah, that's great. You don't. Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of the stages with Governors. That's for sure. All right. So there you go. So Chris this Saturday and Chris Friday and Saturday. Govs.com. Thank you, pal.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Show is brought to you by M&M's. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you having
the
me and
best.
always being so
Always love
accommodating
seeing you.
anytime I
Appreciate
wanna
you
come
always
on.
being supportive and coming in and hanging out.
I
with
love
us.
coming in and hanging out. Gets me out of the house. I don't have to do
So
chores.
we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
So what do we got? So is there anything on tonight or no? There's not, right?
No, I'm
Okay.
I'm taping a show,
Right.
but it's not being.
All right, so we'll be
played.
back on tomorrow. We got, I'm not sure if Nathan Norton is coming on during the show or not, but he's. But either way, we got Andy. Is coming in.
Is he? Because he's.
I'm not sure if he's coming
having
in.
like a.
He's getting a colonoscopy. Today,
Yeah, I didn't
so
want to
he's
say
not
that on
sure.
the air, but I
Oh,
guess
no, he
yeah.
said it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just got one
I'm like, he's a little
Yeah?
busy.
last year.
How was it?
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. I said, no, I don't need the anesthesia, Doc.
You want to hear something? And I just read this, that in America, it's the only country that at 50 they say to go have this done. All the other countries just have a blood test, and then if you need it, you go. And all the other countries just laugh at Americans. Like, yeah, they just like line up to have this done to them.
I know. And now they say 45 for men.
Oh, do they?
Well, yeah.
For men.
45 and
shit.
40 if there's history.
If you have history.
So I have
Yeah.
history,
Oh,
and
my
I
goodness.
haven't done it yet.
The worst-
So I'm freaking out.
I haven't done
Do
it
it,
either.
bro.
I
I'll
know.
tell you got to
'Cause
do
they
it.
say if they go in, if there's something there, they just take it out right there.
Right.
If there's polyps, they
I
take
had
them
the
right
polyps.
out. Yeah.
I had that two
And
of
they take
those.
them right out.
But you do the worst part of it is the prep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the prep.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of it. The actual thing, they give you the anesthesia. You
You're
wake
out.
up and you're done.
Yeah.
And you're wow, I'm done already. That's nothing. You know.
You're like, why is the doctor calling me Chrissy?
Yeah.
What's that bottle of Vaseline over
What's,
there?
yeah. What's with the glove?
So, and the Johnny Mac band will be with us tomorrow night. They're gonna,
Johnny Mac?
tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Do you know them?
Tomorrow?
Seriously?
No.
No, I
But
don't.
I heard they're good.
They are very good.
Yes.
They've been in here before. They'll be playing in here tomorrow, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Again, go to the clubs and go see these guys and all these guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.